Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Nerdy Up North Talks Game of Thrones podcast. Hey, I am one of your hosts, Sam.
I'm the other host, also Sam.
Oh, yeah, you're Sam number 2. I'm so sorry. It's been a while. It's been a good couple of weeks, and I forgot my place. I am Sam number 1.
And I am Sam number 2.
There you go. There you go. And today we are joined by, I'm going to say it, our number 1 super fan, the guy who kept the views going on Patreon. We have Lee in the house, everyone.
Hi.
This is Lee. If anyone watches us on a Sunday or is in the chat on a Sunday, Lee is always with us. We appreciate you so much, Lee, and we appreciate you joining us tonight as well.
A lot more confident in the group now as well, with commenting on lots of things and getting involved in stuff.
Yeah, got to. It's an amazing group. It's the best group to be part of. Absolutely love it.
Oh, you know Paul's 100%. Not here.
I know, but he'll watch it so you can see I'm sucking up to him later.
Oh, well, today we're just gonna talk random Thrones, because this is the last episode of season 1 for Game of Thrones.
It's changed a little bit from what we did.
Yeah, from what and that is my fault. I have taken on far too many projects, so we are going to wrap this up today, but then we are coming back in a few months' time to do more. I'm going to get this title right eventually. Nerdy Up North Talks Game of Thrones? I think that was initially the title in the first place, and I've changed it like so many times. I've changed it so many times. But yes, so we're just going to talk randomly about Game of Thrones. I am going to quickly just do the disclaimer, because obviously we're talking about fandom stuff. And then we'll crack on. And then I think Lee has a wonderful quiz for us to do at the end. Yay!
We can see who should be Sam 1 and who should be Sam 2.
Who is the superior Sam? Do I lose my number 1 spot? We will find out.
I think we have to honour that.
Okay, I will honour it. If I lose my number 1 position. I become.
She said it.
I become the number 2.
This is where we stopped the recording, and she says, "No, fuck this, we're not doing that anymore."
Just to start the recording again. Just to keep my number 1 spot.
I know.
No, I will. I promise. I will drop it, and you will become Sam number 1 for all future.
That's a lot riding on my shoulders now.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at my quiz now going, oh no, what if I get Sam into trouble? What if it's my fault?
I know. You get to see me in real life, Lee. Remember that.
I'm safe in the Midlands. It's all good.
Right. Well, everything discussed in today's episode is our opinions and our opinions alone. If you'd like to discuss anything from today's episode, please come and join us in the Facebook group where we can have an open discussion. What we won't have is anyone coming for us and telling us our opinions are wrong. We can all agree to disagree in fandom. So let's keep it fun, keep it kind, to keep the toxic behaviour out of nerdism.
Yes.
Yes. And that was brought to you by the voice who has been on the BBC and now the Chronicle. I can add that into the mix now.
Songs of praise.
What?
Songs of praise.
Songs of praise?
That's on the BBC.
Oh, that was a bit random.
You said and now the Chronicle, so I was like, now songs of praise.
Oh, I've totally fucked your joke up, didn't I?
Right, Lee, it looks like it's just you and Sam number 1 for this episode.
Well, just edit that bit out at the end.
That's so funny. I'm so sorry. Right, Lee, where does your Game of Thrones experience start?
Yeah.
Well, originally I'd been going round to my friend's house and we'd been watching Spartacus, Blood and Sand. I can't remember what's after that, and War of the Damned or whatever it was. And that finished, and I think it was about a week later Game of Thrones first aired. So that kind of filled the Spartacus hole in my life, of just blood and gore and like political drama kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been hooked on it since.
Did you watch it weekly when as it came out?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, okay, so you're like an
Whoa.
OG of the TV show.
We're not.
And even spare times, like I think you've mentioned the Burlington bar as well. I'll just watch things like that as well.
Yes.
It's just, I love seeing people's reactions. Just let me dial Wolf in because he's barking outside the door.
Oh, who have you got?
It's Kaiser. He's a husky, so he's pretty much
my God, he really is a
full
direwolf.
wolf.
We'll
Yeah.
think about it, yeah.
You were not lying. Oh, that's great because we are really late to the part. Well, not really late, but somewhat.
I was fairly late.
When were you?
I season 5 was around the corner, and everyone had been raving about it for ages, and I'm really surprised I never took the dive sooner because I've always loved Lord of the Rings since I was 7 years old. So I'm surprised I didn't take the plunge. And people were talking about it, and I was like, I can't be arsed. It's halfway through certain seasons now. There's no point in watching it now. And then I remember I had a long weekend from work, and I saw it. It was on somewhere. All the first 4 seasons were free to watch. And I was like, sign myself up for a cheeky free trial. I've got 3 days. Let's see what it's about. And I binged the entire 4 seasons in that 3-day weekend. And
That's
I was
crazy.
like, I don't know why I haven't been watching this. It was phenomenal. And then I started watching it weekly, after that. But I was quite late to the got party, to be fair.
I was in 2013. Actually, that's a big lie. I watched the first series in 2012 and then fell off straight away after the first series and then started again series 3 going into season 4 and managed to catch up all before season 4. Probably not in the time that Sam did it. That is a lot of content to watch in 3 days. But you did it.
Didn't have
Impressive.
anything else. How old was I when I 4 seasons? That would have been about 2015. I was only 19, 20. So
Oh God, I don't even want to think about
I
how
didn't
old
have,
I
I don't have a kid. It was kind of the case. I was either going to sit gaming all weekend or I was going to watch something all weekend. So I was like, 40 hours across 40 hours of TV in 72 hours. How bad is it?
That's impressive. So Lee, you know our favorite characters and such. Who is your standout? Who is the one you are fucking rooting for?
It's got to be Tyrion. Tyrion is the best. He's amazing, but he's not who I think should be on the Iron Throne.
I agree with you.
I agree.
And Sam might kick me off this right now.
Which one?
Stannis was the best choice for the Iron Throne.
Yes.
Oh, no.
We are Stannis stands. Yes.
He's fair and he's just. He chops off Davos's fingers, but also makes him hand to the king.
Yep.
When he goes across the Battle of Blackwater Bay, he's the first one out of the boat. He's the first one up the ladder into the castle. He's a good leader. He's just miserable. That's his. Up until the point he burns his daughter.
Yeah, that's where he loses.
He was the best choice.
No,
yeah.
Everything, all these accomplishments before that, that's where he loses. The minute Shireen gets on that pyre, he is gone. He's boring as fuck.
He'd had too many whispers in his ear from Melisandre at that point, and it ruined him. And he realised his mistake as well because he didn't give a shit his wife killed herself because he was kind of like,
which she deserved it.
Yeah, but you could see when Serene was burning, as soon as the flames started hitting it, you see him realise what he's done. But he knows there's no going back because he's such a practical man. What's he going to do? Oh, she's already dead. What can I do now apart from just carry on? I've gone and fucked it up now, so I'm just going to carry it on. Thank you, Lee. Yes, he was best man for the throne by a country.
Definitely.
I can't believe this.
Also, did you know that nobody else ever auditioned for the role of Tyrion? It was only Peter Dinklage because they knew that they wanted Peter Dinklage to play him, and that was it. And he was also the one that got Lena Headey the audition to play Cersei.
She is such a perfect choice. I can never
Yeah.
remember who I say my favorite character, and it's Jamie. It's always Jamie, because it's like you know when you're going through like phases, and it's like, is it this person this like today, or is it? But no, it's always Jamie. Jamie will always be my number one forever and always.
I think
Jamie
because he has
Lannister.
such a big impact across quite a few different storylines as well.
He has such growth. Like he has such character arc growth. Like look at him from the
ruins it. But basically, everything that he's already done has been completely unwritten. Nobody likes Jamie.
I didn't. That's not true for me. But I just, do you know what?
Poor Brienne.
Jamie's, poor Brienne. But Jamie's death isn't the dissatisfaction. It's just the way she died. Like I don't care that Jamie's there. It's just her death should have been better. Should have been more spectacular. Should have been one of our brothers killing her, because that's really how it should have went. If we're following our prophecy.
But Jamie was going to die anyway there, wasn't he? Because I think he'd been stabbed by Euron Greyjoy.
Oh,
he was likely going to bleed out, potentially. I mean, who really knows? But
so him getting crushed didn't matter.
Considering that 2 feet away, there was absolutely no rubble whatsoever.
Yeah. Did anyone else find that character nauseating, or was it just me?
Who?
Cersei.
Euron. No, not Cersei.
Euron. Oh,
Yeah.
by a country mile. Just every time he came on screen, you just kind of went.
He gave us the ick. He was almost pantomime-y. Like the way, like he presented himself, it was almost like he was in a pantomime. I was like, you really are trying to earn that paycheck, aren't you? You really are chomping at the scenery on this one. He was not my favorite, but let's be honest, anyone who came out of the Greyjoy family was never going to be my favorite, ever. Even though I've kind of had a bit of a U-turn on Theon.
Oh, massively! And
I think that might be your fault.
I mean, Theon's redemption arc is fantastic and everything like that. Anyway, and obviously you get to feel sorry for him as Reek.
Yeah. I actually felt quite sorry for him, and now this is probably just on rewatch when he takes over Winterfell and he's got the two. It's like the two. Oh God, it's him from The Office. I can't think of what his character name is, but he's got them men around him who really they don't like him at all, and they don't really trust him, and they're really just taking the piss out of him. And I'm like, Theon, if you were going to do this, fucking own it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Own this moment. And he was so hesitant throughout the whole thing. You can clearly tell that it hurt him to do this. But when I've really had a good think about Theon, he is so torn between his loyalty to the Starks and his loyalty as a Greyjoy. And that's going to be a really difficult thing to, as much as we don't like the Greyjoys, it doesn't mean that
he still is a Greyjoy.
Yes, he still is one. And that's
he's
the
really last surviving male as well.
Yeah, even though his sister is fucking badass, I gotta say, she fucking made. Yeah. I like her. I liked all of her interactions with Daenerys.
The flirting with her and Daenerys.
Oh my gosh,
that was brilliant. When Daenerys is she sat on some throne, isn't she? And Yara's flirting with her, and Daenerys is like almost liking it.
Yeah,
she's
definitely into it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
She was definitely into it. So what is your most satisfying death?
Yeah. This is the thing. Let's go back through a couple of our old episodes and let's see if you were in the hot seat. I'd like to know. We've talked about favorite characters. Obviously, we've want to know, like, sort of while you were sat watching. What were you like screaming at for?
Well, that's so good. So we did favorite. So who's your least favorite character? Because in that episode we did top 5 favorites and top 5 least favorites.
Least favorite's got to be Cersei.
You take that back.
She didn't even belong in King's Landing. She should have been sent back to Castle Rock. to just live out her days.
That's you're
Or any problems that happened in that show came from Cersei.
It started from Cersei.
And
It all starts from Cersei.
The vast majority of things in the show, just as they progress, something stops, and all of a sudden Cersei will be like, "Oh, you done fucked up," and then something else would have happened from it and stuff like that. Sent
Yeah.
back to Casterly Rock. That's.
Wow.
I think she does belong in King's Landing, but I think she belongs sort of more locked up, almost how she was about to be when she was supposed to marry Loras and Tommen had Marjorie, where she was basically just going to be carted off to Highgarden or just like locked away somewhere and be like, right, cool, yeah, you're the Queen Regent, shut up and just go over there somewhere. Like when she was sent to the gallery.
Yeah.
Sent back to Casterly Rock, though. That's bold.
It's a bold move for Cersei Lannister. She isn't the greatest, let's be honest, but she did give us some of the most entertaining scenes. She was villainous till the very end. What she did with the High Priest, the High Priest, am I saying that right? The High Sparrow? Yeah? Yeah, the High Sparrow. What she did there was nothing but genius. She wiped out our whole enemies in one sitting. In one go, all gone.
It was clever.
She had a lot. She had Tywin in her, not enough because Cersei did make stupid mistakes, but that was a Tywin move.
That
Do you not mean Jaime?
Hmm?
Do you not mean Jaime?
No, that was when she blew that
Jaime.
up.
I'm thinking she had Jaime in her. But you're thinking of Tywin. Yeah.
Oh my Lee!
Sorry, incest jokes.
I was like, she had Jaime in it. Oh yeah, she did.
I'm so serious. No, are you just thinking of the wrong sort of character?
Then I'm like, no.
She had Jaime in it. Joke, and Lee's like carrying on really, really well with the joke.
Wow, that was.
Sorry.
That was brilliant, Lee. No. This time I'm referring to the metaphorical term of she had Tywin in her.
Yeah.
Not the actual physical one of Jaime.
The one Lannister who wouldn't partake in incest.
Definitely Tywin Lannister.
Well, actually, I think wasn't his wife his cousin or something?
Like removed or something. Like
yeah,
like they were related, but it was really watered down. It's not like Targaryen, brother sister.
Not like lots of what we've seen since.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't on the Targaryen level, but there was some relation there.
Literally.
Literally. So Cersei Lannister. Wow, that's bold.
Well, it's a pick though. Like
it is.
It's not like everybody's top, but it's also someone who's such a good character and stuff like that that she's going to get a lot of hate. Anyway,
yeah.
I think a lot of hate because she's so brilliant for a lot of things as well. But then also on the exact flip side is hate because she is just a total cow.
Oh yeah,
you must have loved her walk of atonement.
I did. I wish I could have been there, just helping things. The Queen.
It's generally
not at Lena Headey. She's lovely, but
she didn't do the.
She didn't do it.
Walk,
she was pregnant.
It was a body double, wasn't it?
Yeah, because she was very pregnant, so it would never have worked.
Well, she was, wasn't she?
She was. She was very pregnant during that scene. I love the fact that the shame nun is. Oh God, why can't I think of her name? Hannah Waddington from Ted Lasso and season 4 Benidorm, my favorite season. She's also fucking amazing in
season 2 of Vikings Valhalla for any Vikings Valhalla fans.
Okay, we need to talk after this because I am watching Vikings at the moment. I'm on season 4, and when I went to go and look something up the other day, I was like, it had the characters for Vikings and the characters for Vikings Valhalla, and I was like, why you crossed? So we'll talk afterwards about that, just to clarify, to see if I need to watch it. So least favorite. So what about? Okay, I need to know most satisfying death.
It's from season 8. I know season 8 didn't get Very
You'll
good
not get that from
reputation.
this one.
Well, that's
And
good accessories.
It might be a bit too cliche, but the Night King, just the tingles through my
Ooh.
body watching Arya coming out of the darkness and dropping that dagger.
Ah,
And again,
did
the
not-
Burlington bar, watching the people in the crowd react
Yeah.
to that happening. It just
It's when
sends
they
shivers
it's when
through
they
my body.
it's when they realize, it's when you see the hair move on one of the White Walkers. Is it the White Walkers? My God.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he turns his
Yeah,
head slightly,
and he
doesn't he?
turns his head slightly, and it's from that moment onwards they start to realize, holy
Something's happening.
shit. I've got to say, for all that I don't agree that it should have been her, I'm not going to deny that scene was pretty special.
And
As
the tension of-
cinematic.
when she gets caught and it's like, oh my God, Arya's gonna die. And then she kills him. And it's
For
just
me,
the heart-stopping moment.
it is. No, and this is the thing. Like, that's like, for me, up until that point, season 8 is still just as good as the rest of Game of Thrones for me anyway. Because the Battle of Winterfell, you have the long night before that as well. Brienne gets knighted. You have all the jokes and all this sort of stuff, and you have the tension, the build-up, and then you have the battle. And the battle is fantastic. Like, I'm sorry, yes, it is a bit too dark, but it is fantastic.
Oh. Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
at that moment, just before obviously Arya swoops in, you have Theon who just dies,
Oh.
giving up his final sacrifice.
Oh.
And then you kind of sit there and you realise that, well, shit, it's only Bran sat there. Like, there's nobody else. Like, Jon's pinned down by Viserion and half of his face flaming everywhere. It is one of those moments where you are sat there like,
Who else?
how did they win? Bran's a cripple. Yes, Bran's the three-eyed raven, but he goes, oh, I'm going to kill you all now, and then just rolls his eyes back. No, that's not going to happen. You know?
How meant would it have been if Bran just stood up, though?
No, because then all you'd have seen is it Mara Reed? She would have just been in the background somewhere, flipping them off.
I had to fucking carry you!
Hodor! Fucking Hodor!
And now you stand! That's really true. I forgot about her. She just disappeared. Where did she go?
She has that interaction with Bran, doesn't she? And she's like, my brother died for you. And Bran was like, yes, but he died for a purpose. And she's like, you died in that cave and all that sort of stuff. And then she just goes to be with her family. But where her family live and where they're from, oh boy, that's a fucking weird place. Where the Reeds live. I can't remember what the house is called, but it's in like swamps and shit. And you can't find their house unless the house lets you find it. Fucking weird.
That. Where the fuck didn't we see that?
Oh, go honestly, go Google it. It's madness. It's fucking madness.
I do, and I think we've talked about this in House of the Dragon episode, maybe, where the whole setup is brilliant. The fact that the dagger is used, but if we knew more about the dagger,
it would have had more.
That would have been much more significant, because with House of the Dragon, you learn a lot more about this.
It just needed a tiny thing that if they did manage to then take the dagger. It even just needed someone like, I don't know, maybe Sam to have seen the dagger and said, "Oh, I saw that in a book. That's Aegon the Conqueror's fucking dagger."
Mm-hmm. And it has
That's
a prophecy on it. Like it did. It just, and he managed to. I've just lost my temper now. He managed to read in that fucking library and learn how to cue a grayscale, and he couldn't fucking find out about a dagger.
Well, to be in all fairness, he didn't know about the dagger, but they could have wound it.
Who gives a shit? He could have found out somewhere.
You know, and they could have done something, or they just could have been something. I think
I will never forgive the show for how Sam cured. What's his face? I can't.
Jorah.
Yes, Jorah. I love the fact that he did. Don't get us wrong. Jorah is mint. Love him as a character. Think he's been fantastic throughout. Great story arc. But it's just how he did it. Oh, I found a book. Oh, I may be able to cure this uncurable disease. I may be able to do this.
See, this is where you get it wrong. It's not an incurable disease. It's just very, 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 very difficult
And Samuel Tarly did it.
to cure with a bad rep for people actually surviving the process. That's why they often don't bother to even try it, because it's just too dangerous. Sam is very known for reading books thoroughly. He said it to Archmaester, what's his face? He went, I just read the book. Read it word for word. Wasn't scared that he was going to catch grayscale. Wasn't scared that he was going to create a fucking grayscale pandemic or anything like that. You know?
Imagine.
Sam's the fucking man.
So he was, and I will come down off my soapbox and retreat back into my seat, because I do have a lot of love for Samuel Tarly. I'm always going to have a lot of love for a Sam in the show. Always. So most satisfying death.
It was a very interesting choice, though, Lee. I'll tell you that. I was not expecting the Night King.
I don't even think it was even mentioned in ours.
I think because it was so unexpected as well, though, because there was still 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
And I think they were set up as the main bad of the story. I think they would have dealt with Cersei first, and then the Army of the Dead would have came.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was that twisted it as well.
Though. What is your opinion on season 8 as a whole? Because obviously it's very hotly debated and everything like that.
It was a bit rushed, but overall, there's a lot of good moments in there. I didn't like the final episode, the very last episode.
Do you agree, Bran being on the Iron Throne?
No.
I think Bran was the only. Again, on my most recent watch back, looking at who else potentially could have sat on the Iron Throne, there wasn't anybody else.
My vote goes for Robin Aaron.
Oh.
I vote Robin Aaron.
You've lost Sam Wan just for saying that.
It's the. Do you know what? It's not. Cast Robin Aaron aside. It's oh God, the brother Tully. What's his name?
Edmund Tully, where he
Edmund
puts
Tully,
his name forward.
when he stands up and he's like, "Oh, I think I could," and he's like, "Just sit," and then Sansa's like, "Sit down, Uncle." Like, fuck no, you're not sitting in that. The one person who managed to escape that red wedding, him. Like, how way?
Well, he didn't manage to escape, did he? He was kept prisoner, weren't he? Cop for the entirety until they had to try and take back River Run.
I really was not paying attention. His mind was.
So,
I really wasn't.
So he was kept prisoner away from his son because obviously impregnated his wife, the Frey. And then as the Freys lost River Run and the Blackfish took it back.
Oh, the Blackfish, that's right.
They get Edmure out of prison because he's been kept in prison.
Yes, that's right. The Blackfish, because I remember his interactions with Jaime were just absolutely fantastic. Like, that is two men who have seen wars coming.
Blackfish was an underrated character in the show.
Was not used enough. Even
the fact they didn't show his death scene or anything like that.
Because he's too badass to be shown.
It's true.
He's too badass. So, satisfying death. My God, we've done a few top fives. Think top five.
Almost that's like best moments. I think there was something like that.
We did best top 5 favorite episodes.
Oh, go on. What's your favorite episode, Lee?
Oh,
I'm putting you on the spot now because this is not pre-planned either. We're just fucking grilling you at this point.
The Battle of the Bastards.
I think that was on my list.
Yeah,
just what a fight.
What a fucking episode from start to finish. You are not sitting on your seat properly. If you are sitting comfortably watching that episode, you are not watching it.
You are definitely
you're not watching it properly. You are on, it doesn't matter how many times you watch it, you're on the edge of your seat. You can't fucking breathe in some points.
Yeah.
That squeeze is just, even when you see, I think it's Lord Karstark?
Yeah.
And Tormund, to be fair, Tormund's losing that fight. He's getting his head kicked in.
That is a character we have not talked about enough. Because he is
Well,
He is a breath of fucking fresh air. He really is. In a world
he
of
appears in
miserable
most
Jon
of
Snow.
the thing is as well is that he appears in pretty much all of the good episodes as well, because he's obviously as we're introduced to Tormund, he's a wildling, and he's a fucking vicious wildling. And then it's only after what is it? The battle, the fight at the wall. I can't remember what the episode's called.
Oh, I had it in my favorites as well. Watches on the Wall, or something like that.
Yeah, Watches on the Wall.
It's the one with where you just at the Night's Watch. That's it. You don't move from there at all. It's the episode Ingrid dies.
Ygritte,
Yeah.
Because that's where obviously Tormund is then imprisoned and then stays by Jon. And it's only at that point. I mean, that's season 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's there. Honestly, in a world of miserable Jon Snow, he was the fucking breath of fresh air that was needed around him. He was his comic relief. He grounded him so much.
Massively.
But it was never done. It was always done in some kind of funny way. Like even in their last meeting when they're walking to the wall, I'm sure he says some fucking snide comment to him there as well. He just
brought back
always.
No, you're not a god.
Who were you rooting for though? For Brienne to get with Jaime or Tormund?
Has to be my Jaime. Has to be my Jaime.
Tormund for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because of the
fact that Jaime left her.
Well, yeah, that's and I don't think Tormund would ever leave her, would he? That's like
that's part of the problem, I think.
That he would never leave her. She'd always be there. I think, like when it comes to, do you know what? And actually, when I look at it now, him and the Brienne and the Hound, that would have been such a fucking good combination. Because them two kind of like in stature, they kind of matched each other. In the fact that they're not, neither one of them is scared of each other. Like I could see something there in their little smile that they give to each other when they're in King's Landing. They give each other a cheeky little grin. I think it's more over Arya than anything else, but I could see them.
There was a lot of proud parents over when it came to talking about Arya.
Yeah,
that's more something it was. I don't know. I think because I think of the emotional connection between the two and what we saw from them on screen. More so Brienne and Jaime. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brienne and Tormund would be fun, but Brienne's a very serious person. Tormund is never been serious in his entire life.
No.
So I think Brienne would have ended up unhappy.
I wish he never broke her heart, because it really takes away from that from the scenes in the hot bath at the heart. Yeah, it takes away from that, because that's the moment where it's not even romantic. Like, and to be honest, it didn't need to be romantic for me with Jaime and Brienne, just as long as they were together.
Yeah.
There was something more than romance between them two.
It also showed something that we hadn't really seen at all from Brienne. Was just a sheer feminine and emotional side. We're used to seeing a very sort of almost brutish character in Brienne, because she is like that. She's not a feminine character at all, you know. Yes, she's still a woman, and she says, yes, I'm still a woman, but she's like, her sword, thwack, you know, or punches someone, or sort of half screaming and everything like that. But then in that moment, it's almost like fucking Pride and Prejudice, and she's like running around in like a frilly gown, like
yeah, they did me girl bad on that one. I've got to say,
and that's a really heartbreaking scene, I think.
It is,
because it also signifies the then decline of Jaime's character arc that goes all the way up.
Yeah,
and then
we've built it up so much, like. this whole new being of Jamie. Like, he's gone from being this absolute arsehole of a person who's completely obsessed with his sister to then being not so much obsessed with his sister. And yes, free. That is such the right word for Jamie. He is so free. And that in that moment when he tells Cersei to fuck off and he goes to the north anyway, all to bring him back. Just to bring him back, undo everything that has happened to him or he's experienced or grown from, just to bring it back to her.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome kind of thing. Like, he's that used to the hate and all the lies, and
it's like it almost protects him.
Yeah.
And I think it was very much like that in the first series before Jamie started to grow with when he got captured by Rob, because that's when everything went kind of tits up for him. It's almost like the hatred he had, this Kingslayer was his protection. It was his armor, because people were scared of him. Like, if he's willing to kill a king, he's willing to kill a king, fuck else is he willing to do? So it was his protection that he had. Not to say that he fucking liked it. He did what he thought, what he needed to do to save fucking millions of people.
He was a hero, yeah.
He was.
And instead was hated for it, so he played on that hate as well, and all sorts of things. And it was just I don't know. Jamie's character's just there's the storyline and the way it went. It is the best. Jamie does have the best storyline for a character.
Yeah, Jamie is my boy, man, my boy.
It just does. And it's
we completely went off Battle of the Bastards in very quick succession and managed to get to Jamie Lannister incredibly quickly. What is it about Battle of the Bastards? Is it more the actual action pack? Is it the fact that Sansa got something right for once? Or is it the fact that Ramsay dies at the end?
I feel like it's a combination of everything, to be fair. But it's very Helm's Deep, which is also my favourite Lord of the Rings battle.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Knights of the Vale come in at the end, just like the Rohirrim. And
that's a good comparison.
The Battle of Helm's Deep, I cry. It's when the elves come.
Haldir dies.
And he says that line, like, we had an alliance once and we are here to honor that. I cry my eyes out every time I hear that line. And then obviously the Rohirrim come, and oh my god, it's such a good fucking battle. But we're here to talk about Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah. But no, it's very Helm's Deep.
Incredibly big Lord of the Rings fans as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's fantasy.
I think I see the comparison. That's a good comparison.
I didn't until now,
but a lot of hope is lost, and then someone else comes and blah blah. And
it had to be Sansa. Of all the people, it had to be fucking dumbface Sansa Stark.
My job.
I brought these guys with us.
I brought Baelish.
Oh, fuck. Sense. I'd be heading in the opposite direction.
Well, no, because it all works out. She was smart enough by that point, wasn't she? She was
getting there. She was. And I think Ramsay, the pinnacle is her... I don't want to say she orchestrated his death, because he had to be captured in order for it to happen.
Yeah.
But the way that it happened, she orchestrated that. That was a turning point for Sansa.
Yeah, big time. I mean, Sansa for me is still, I think, a wasted character and just a selfish cow. Hot take.
I just used to call her Sansa Dumbface. The girl never smiled. Never.
Sorry, I'm just remembering about another amazing thing that I love about the Battle of the Bastards is just that it puts you right in there with all the action. Yeah. It's sort of like a first person sort of following him round, and
because there's a long one take in the Battle of the Bastards anyway. So that's probably what you're referring to. And it's the one take of following John where he's like stumbling around almost, and then still fighting with some people, and you do really get close to it. And
like every other battle's quite tidy, like in the filming. But this is it's
Yeah.
like very gritty
is
and
chaos.
like you feel like you're there.
It is.
Yeah.
It is that one that it is just sheer chaos.
Yeah.
It's that moment of John not being able to breathe.
Oh yeah. And
I've-
when he's stuck in the pile of bodies.
I've never experienced something where I feel like I can't breathe. Like I'm in there with him. I don't think I've watched a piece of cinema that has been able to do that to us, because everything's so airy, open, and then you've got John so enclosed. And I'm like,
Like holding onto the side of your seat, trying to like pull yourself out.
oh my gosh, get out, John!
You just have that kind of like little squirm of just like, I'm just going to stand up just to make sure that I still can. Like, because it is so uncomfortable, and you're expecting it because, again, with how TV shows and films are, yes, obviously Game of Thrones breaks that mold entirely, but you're still expecting your boy Jon Snow to be like, right, any minute now, everything's going to be absolutely fine. And it just doesn't for the longest time,
No.
where it just carries on in the squeeze, and you're just thinking, oh no, like
Yeah,
this is getting to real uncomfortable levels, not just for what you're watching, but you then feel yourself, you feel like
Closing
really
in.
squeezed up, and you just, oh no.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable watching, and it's like John's not really winning.
Oh, John's
Up until
getting
the-
arse handed to him.
Yeah, up until the point of where he is. And he just goes full on fucking, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm going for this, especially Winterfell being the setting of
Yeah.
that happening. I think that kind of makes it a bit more special, that he pinned him in Winterfell. I like that. I love that episode though. I love anything, to be honest. There's a lot of my favorite moments come from Jon Snow. And I just think because he had the more interesting of the stories, he had the best battle scenes. Like there's not one battle that John didn't have that wasn't interesting to watch. No?
Yeah,
True.
No? Okay. We all agree that Jon
I think
Snow's
there's only one or two battles that he's not involved in the show anyway.
That's true. Everything's surrounded by him. All the action just surrounded John.
Until we get towards the end with the Daenerys stuff, but still, that's for the
He's
most
still
part,
there.
John's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, he is involved in most things.
So we had favorite episodes, and we also did House of the Dragon versus Game of Thrones, which was a bit difficult to talk about.
Well, how are you finding House of the Dragon as well, though? You know, considering that you're a Day Doctor OG, now we found out for Game of Thrones. How are you finding House of the Dragon so far?
It's absolutely amazing.
Love
I didn't expect to like it.
Yeah.
I'm not a Doctor Who fan, and seeing Matt Smith in it was like, no, it's Doctor Who, and I just
I'll forgive you a little bit because of your love for Game of Thrones and stuff, because I'm a massive Doctor Who fan as well. Right.
Sorry.
And
Again,
Matt Smith's my doctor.
But Matt Smith was the best thing in that whole series.
Absolutely.
He is amazing.
He's such a chameleon, because that is the bipolar opposite of his doctor. Like completely. That is not. I'm not a big Doctor Who fan, but I did watch all of Matt Smith's run, and he is my doctor. He is my favorite. I can't watch any more because he's not in it. And he is just absolutely phenomenal. He takes sadistic to a whole new level.
He's cold. He's really cold and calculating, and he's sadistically intelligent.
Yeah.
He's not intelligent for other people and for what else is going on around, but as far as looking into the negative side of things and seeing the potential negatives and all that, and that side of things, he is very much like that until he gets a bit older, as we see obviously with him helping pick up Viserys' crown and respecting his brother, realizing his brother needs to show power here, and that sort of thing. I think I was a little bit on the same lines as you, Lee. With I saw Matt Smith and I was like, really, like, because I don't know, seeing Matt Smith in a couple of other things, I've not really liked him in too much. And I was just like, how's he going to properly fit in? And like, I didn't know the characters because I didn't really know. To be fair, I didn't really know that much about that period of that.
Targaryen lineage.
Yeah, exactly. The Targaryen legacy and all that sort of thing. I didn't really know much about it. So, I didn't really know who the characters were going to be or anything that really happened. But I think, like you, pleasantly surprised because it is fantastic, considering that it mostly centres completely around King's Landing.
Yeah.
And around the same 6, 7, 8 characters. It's just phenomenal.
Real Targaryens.
Yes,
Yeah.
real.
Real
Not these,
Targaryens.
not
Where
these
there's
fake
chaos.
ones. Yeah, not these fake ones who sit in one place for one time, learning how to rule instead of getting on a fucking dragon and doing it well before she should have. Sorry, that she sat on her hands far too fucking long. Could you see any one of them characters from House of the Dragon sitting on their hands as long as she did? No.
I mean, Viserys sat in his hands for a fair while regarding the Stepstones, but I think that's a bit of a different.
I think that's more I don't know if that's more political and the more the fact that he's just, I don't know, he's kind-hearted.
He wanted
but
to keep the peace.
Yeah, he was looking for diplomatic ways. She was just looking for an easy way, and I don't know, not an easy way out. That's not what I'm trying to say. She was trying to delay what, in her eyes, was the obvious of what was going to happen. She
just
delayed
wanted
it
more and more and more and more and more and more.
She did, greedy bitch.
I mean, to be fair, she did get it and then did win. So
she's dead though.
Or is she? With the new snow show being announced properly now, there's theories galore that are popping out. I'm pretty sure Snow is and Aegon's Conquest.
Wow. We talked about this on the Aegon Conquest episode.
I've said it a few times. Aegon's Conquest. I'm all over that. Fucking give me Balerion. You better make him good because you better make him big. In 2 separate fucking TV shows now. Better make him big. Better be good.
Oh wow, that would be incredible.
To be fair, I don't think that I think the Snow Show is going to obviously go further on what happened. There's lots of good theories that Bran's actually been infected by the Night King. That's what the mark was, and he's going to become Jon's enemy. Jon's going to end up being Drogon's rider, and fucking all sorts of shit. And I think it can go in some wacky fucking ways that no one's going to anticipate. And I hope it does. I hope it's not just going to be, "Hi, I'm Jon Snow. Here's some snow. Here's some trees. I helped out wildlings," and that's the whole fucking series. Farmer Jon Snow.
You've got that accent down so well. I don't think us in the north could have pulled that off as well. I don't even think you could have done Sean Bean.
I've got a really bunged up nose as well. So certain letters are really coming out strong.
What was I going to? Before we get into the quiz, I was going to ask you something else. Oh, theories. What is have you heard any crazy ass theories, or is there any ones that you've kind of made up of your own?
I'm not sure if I read this or if I've just thought it, but it's probably out there. But the whole three-eyed raven telling Bran, "You'll never walk again, but you will fly." I really thought he was going to take control of Drogon. Like Drogon was going to be too hard to control for Daenerys, and
I've seen that.
He was going to have to. Somewhere.
I've heard that one before. Now that you're saying it out loud, I'm sure because of this, the vision isn't there, and it's Drogon going over King's Landing. But just before that, it's like something to do with the three-eyed raven. But it's all coming from the three-eyed raven.
Hey, that could be the Snow Show. Bran could take control of Drogon, and then Jon finds a bloody ice dragon in the north. Fight.
Hopefully.
I think we're going to see Drogon again. But yeah, that's almost a one finding a sort of dragon of his own or something like that. I've seen that theory knocking about somewhere as well. I'm sure of it.
I'm positive I've heard it. Or
it Ant's just go on.
No, Ant's just said it out loud, and I'm sure I've heard it somewhere before.
It was Lee. It was all Lee. He's in our fucking brains.
He's the three-eyed raven.
He's
planted
leaving
it
comments on it
all.
about every single time. You won't ever walk again, but you will fly.
But right, we're going to do this quiz. I have my Game of Thrones pen at the ready.
I have my case cards because I was looking to case card writing down for this one.
I'll go and grab my notepad. 2 seconds. It's a Star Wars one. That's very disappointing. The Game of Thrones one is in the other bedroom. I actually do have a Game of Thrones notepad. When I had my car accident, there was, and they said I had to empty my car out because it was written off. The only one thing I asked for was to make sure they picked me Game of Thrones pen up.
Who are you saying that?
Yeah.
Get me pen.
Get
She's
me
very
pen.
high on medication. No, I'm not. Fucking get me pen.
Dude, get my fucking pen. Right. So 10 questions and a tiebreaker if needed, yeah?
Yeah.
Just ask the
Okay.
tiebreaker, I think. Anyway, right. Time to
Yeah.
embarrass ourselves.
Right, let's see who's going to get... Oh, my God, I've lost my pen. Who's going to get the number 1 Sam position? That sounds so wrong. Right.
Don't say it like that. Just the title. Just,
The title. The title.
yeah.
Okay. Go on then, Lee.
Right. Okay. Question number 1. What
Oh,
is the
hang on,
name?
hang on. Are we just writing them down and going? And then doing
Yeah, we'll write them
answers
down.
at the
Yeah.
end?
That's what we did. That's what we did in the charity one.
Cool. That's right. Because I was about to say if we're shouting it out and stuff like that, and I'm already behind.
Sorry, Lee.
No,
Continue.
it's fine. Right. What is the name of the first episode of Game of Thrones?
Oh.
This is one of my
Yep,
fucking.
it is.
This is one of my
Don't you
fucking
cheat.
fuck's sake.
Don't you cheat.
No.
I got it.
Oh no.
Oh, mate, you've wrote this down about a fair few times.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh, no. Okay, number 2, Lee.
Right.
Have a think on that one, Sam.
Question number 2. From what house was the victim of Robert Baratheon's first ever kill?
Oh, he knows this. Oh, he knows it.
I'll give you a bonus point as well if you can tell me what battle it was at. That's quite hard.
That is so hard. He's gone quiet. He knows it. Ready?
No, because I've got Jamie Lannister talking to bloody someone else about his first. No, so Robert.
I think it might be the same conversation because it's Robert, Jamie, and Barristan and Selmy are talking about it.
Yeah, it's the same conversation, right? So Robert Bratt was like, I'm thinking in bloody Jamie Lannister's voice, not fucking.
You ready?
Right.
Number 3.
Question number 3. Jon Snow tells Sam he always wanted to be a ranger. What did Sam want to be? When he grew up, what did he want to grow up to be?
I'm sure, I think that's the answer.
If you're laughing, it's probably the right answer.
Okay.
As Harry says, I love those early interactions between Sam and Jon. They are just they are next level because obviously Sam's still so naive about everything and just a coward completely. Is brilliant conversations.
Number 4.
Right, question number 4. What is the name of the poison that killed Joffrey Baratheon?
Oh.
I'm going to get my fucking arse handed to me here.
No, I don't think you are. I'm just got a really good poker face. Yes. Number 5.
Okay. Question number 5. What number Lord Commander was Jon Snow?
Pretty sure I do know that one.
I'm sure you've said it.
We talked about
because we talked about the Lord Commander, and you said you did. Oh my God, because I said, oh, fuck. I know what I said. I know the conversation that we had. I'm just writing it. I've done it. It's happened. Right, number 6. I'm lost. I've lost my name so badly. Go on.
Right. No criticism on spellings or pronunciation, but
Oh, thank Christ.
who is the king of Karth?
Oh. I'm just gonna have to pretend that I'm writing letters down but I can't. I think I can see it.
It depends. That's a very it depends sort of answer.
I'm gonna say the one that I think it is.
Well, I'm a
Because
bit
I
worried
can-
now, but we'll see what.
We'll see what happens. Number 7.
Right, question 7. What is the name of the sword that Mormont gives to Jon Snow? His Valyrian steel sword.
Yeah.
And he's had a wolf's head, a wolf's pommel.
It's. Oh, fuck's sake!
Is it cheating if I've got it next to me?
You
Are you ready?
Oh,
It's a miniature.
Oh, I've just remembered what it is now. Thank you. Right.
oh, these might get even harder. These last two.
I can't even remember what it's called.
You've got it in front of you.
It doesn't have a fucking name on it. You see how small it is? You've got to fit its fucking name on it.
I've got 3 left.
I'll fucking put it back up now. I've embarrassed myself. 8 different letters is ridiculous.
Sorry, Lee, number 8.
Sorry. Question number 8. What is the other name given to Dragonglass?
Oh.
That's what the mist is referred to it as.
Oh. Okay. I love your quandering look into the distance. Okay, number 9.
Right. Question 9. Why do some people believe the sky is blue?
Oh.
Oh God, I've lost my name.
I think it's mentioned twice. Old Nan.
Yes.
I think Robert says that Old Nan tells the
yeah.
story. And Jamie Lannister says, this person's an idiot. They believe the sky's blue because of this.
Well, if I've known it from Old Nan and I still get it wrong, I don't.
Oh God, I have a theory. I know the conversation Jamie had. It was with Tyrion in the dungeon about their cousin, the Clunk. I can't.
Orson Lannister.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you smash beetles? Smash.
Number 10.
Question 10. What are the words of House Baratheon?
Oh, I know this one because I fucking House Baratheon. I have it on a coaster as well, but the coaster is out of eye shot, by the way.
It's in me. I've got a fridge magnet.
I think it is the best. Personally, I do think that these are the best house words and the most badass house words.
Right. We'll do the 10. See where we stand, and then you can do the tiebreaker. All right. Okay, so I have lost this fucking thing, by the way. And I will be truthfully honest with the ones that I have not gotten right or even put an answer for. Right. Question 1.
First episode is called Winter is Coming.
Fucking remembered it in the end.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Number 2.
Question 2 was Robert Baratheon's first kill. It was a young Tarly boy.
Oh, fucking get in there!
I didn't put it down, but well done for remembering that.
It was
I
at
can't
the
remember the battle.
Battle of Summerhall.
Oh.
Which I don't think you've never seen it, but I think it only get mentioned that once. But
it shows how important that death is to Robert that he doesn't say the kid's name. it's just some new Charlie boy. Like, well, fuck it.
Yeah, I thought it was either going to be a Tully, but then like when it comes to the Stormlands, I was like, Tullys are a bit further afield than the Tullys.
Oh yes, I've got a map somewhere. I should have fucking had that.
Yeah,
in
I was
front
like,
of
it
us.
can't be like it's not something as big. It wasn't one of the major houses or anything. Just so you know, I'm not cheating as well. It's,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I looked behind us when I was thinking of Baratheon, because I've got the 5 king flag behind us and they don't have any writing on it whatsoever. Right, number 3. Fuck me, do I not know this answer? And hate the fact that you two are laughing at it.
You want it to be a wizard.
Yeah.
I put a librarian.
Oh,
No,
we
because
wanted to be a ranger.
Turns to Johnny's just like, I wanted to be a wizard.
You sounded so much like him. Okay, so
Fucking
number
love
4.
Santorini.
The poison that killed Joffrey Baratheon was called the Strangler.
Fuck yes, look at that.
of course it
The
was.
Strangler.
Oh, I didn't get it. I put Deadly Nightshade.
No, the Strangler, because he fucking
Strangler,
choked, didn't he?
course.
Choked.
Oh,
Right, number 5.
Lord
Jon Snow
Commander.
was the 998th
Oh,
Lord
fuck,
Commander.
I put 96. Oh shit.
Oh,
I put 47.
47? 40. Yes, hi, I'm Jon Snow. I'm the 47th Lord Commander.
More presidents than anything else.
We've been around for 8,000 years.
Did
There's
you know
been
the
47 of us though.
worst? 47.
47.
That's the conversation, because I'm sure I said it's a short number for John, and you went, how could it be if this guy in this period of time was this number? Then it's like John was like, and you said oh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
oh, right. Question number.
Can I try and pronounce this next one before you actually see it?
Yes.
Is it Zorro and Doxai High?
Zorro Zahan Doxos.
That's it.
I got it right.
Yeah, you can have it.
I think we can give that in all fairness. But yeah, he was on one of my most satisfying days.
Yeah, he was. Get in there. Get in that hole.
Come on, kids, get him back up the van.
Right, sorry, number 7.
So, the sword Mormont gives to Jon Snow is called Longclaw.
Longclaw, fuck yes. Yeah. Right, I'm done after this, by the way. I've got no answers left. Right, number 8.
So
You've won this, by the way, Sam.
Dragonglass is also known as obsidian.
Obsidian. That's the name for it, actually, just in general. Volcanic glass, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't come here to do science. Number 9.
So some people believe the sky is blue because they live inside the eye of a blue-eyed giant. Yeah.
Oh, now that I'm hearing it, I can hear and hear it in the conversation. Oh my gosh. Number 10.
House Baratheon. Sam, do you want to say this?
Fuck no, because I can't.
The Fury.
Oh, ours is the Fury.
Ours is the Fury.
Oh, I can't even.
God, I was strong, Ned.
That sounded so much like him.
Oh God, I fucking love Robert Baratheon. We needed more Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, I hope in some way we get to see a young Robert Baratheon, like, and just Mark Addy,
God,
like,
fucking with
just
his
Mark Addy
Warhammer.
talking about it.
Absolutely fucking phenomenal.
What's
God,
oh, sorry, go on.
No, I just want to say those house words. For me, apart from we do not sow, because I think that's just intimidating with the Kraken.
Yeah.
Because like we do not sow is basically we don't sow, which means we're going to take your shit.
Take your shit. Yours.
But ours is the Fury. It's just.
It's cool. I do like Fire and Blood. I'm not gonna lie, I do like that. And I do love the fact that Daenerys did manage to see it to somebody when she says, I will take it with fire and blood. I will take it. You can take it, but not with my ships. All right. And what was the tiebreaker?
Tiebreaker is, what was the date of the original release of the TV series?
2012.
No,
the
it
year.
was
2011.
it was
It
October
was
26th, 2011.
What did you say? What date?
October 26th.
Oh no, it's April the 17th,
Why did you
2011.
say all then? I was nowhere fucking near.
I mean, you
he was like, oh, you're wrong.
well, it was 6 months off isn't too bad.
Fucking hell, man.
I thought it came out in October because I know that the last season came out in April. Well, around that sort of time anyway.
I couldn't tell you when it came out.
2011, we're 12 years nearly to the day.
Yeah.
Wow. And that concludes the quiz, and I have lost.
What's the scores?
I don't think we need to tally them up. It's very obvious that he won. I am now Sam number 2.
Yep.
And I'm not invited back.
Oh, absolutely not. I agree to these. I agree to these terms and conditions, and I am not a bit of Betty. I will take my loss gracefully and know to do better next time.
I enjoyed that, Lou. Thank you.
Where I will win my number 1 back.
Yeah, we'll have to do this. We'll have to do one of these like quiz at the end of every single season.
Yeah.
To see who gets the title.
Because Lee, that was fucking hard.
I'm sorry.
Number 1.
Those were my easy questions. I've been watching this, writing down loads of things.
Have you got other questions as well, or have you just got those written down?
There's a few I've still probably got. What was the name of the ship that Theon was given after returning back to the Iron Islands that he invaded Winterfell with?
What sort of fucking question is that?
A fucking Theon one.
The Sea Bitch.
Oh, yeah, I've heard. Yeah, no, I do know that name actually now, but you're still fuck you, Lou. Glad you didn't ask that question.
Well, actually, you might know this one. How did cousin Orson Lannister die?
Didn't he?
You remembered the.
Didn't he beat himself to death? Did I even watch this television program?
It was kicked in the chest by a mule.
Oh,
and that was the end of Orson Lannister, or something like that. Tyrion says.
There was such a good. That's such a good interaction between Jaime and Tyrion in them moments. I loved it so much. I loved just when them were together. Their interactions were always, because it was so different from what you got from Cersei.
It was actual properly. It was the only proper sort of sibling
family.
Yeah, well, just proper sibling talk that we had, apart from the sort of start where, the Stark boys are getting prepared for the king arriving and stuff like that, where they have a bit of banter and stuff like that. But apart from that, the interactions that we get between Tyrion and Jaime are the only proper normal sibling conversations that we sort of, and sibling behavior that we actually get as well, because it's either really sad, like, oh, I'm here to protect you, or like, what's the matter, and all this sort of stuff. Whereas as far as just talking,
and it was lovely. Brilliant. And it filled my heart with joy. Well, Lee, that was absolutely brilliant. I think Sam number 1 is right. We will have to bring you back for next season. Actually, Lee, come back whenever you want to, mate. Like, you don't have to bring a quiz each time you come. Like, literally come back whenever you want to. It's been an absolute blast having you on.
I've loved it. Paul warned us that I'd be addicted after doing one podcast, and I can see why.
Oh, does that mean we might get you on the Sunday Live?
I'll join anytime you want.
Oh, bless you, Lee. Well, yes, there has been some changes. We are giving Patreon a break because we really do need to figure out what we're doing with it. So this is going to go directly to YouTube, which means when we come back, we will be going directly to YouTube. So you'll be able to see us straight away, almost in real time. Hopefully Well, not in real time because it's pre-recorded. This is 10:15 on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
I've been to work for 11 hours. Sam's poorly. Actually, Sam finished work. Sam number one finished work
5
not
minutes
that long
before
ago.
5 minutes before we joined on the pre-call.
Yes. Yes. And Lee, I haven't got a clue. Mate.
Yeah. Lee, what
You
do
been to
you
work?
do?
Oh yeah, I've been at work since 9 o'clock this morning, and then finished about an hour before I came on.
Wow. So yeah. Appreciate this, guys.
Props to you,
It's been
Lee.
a
as well,
pleasure.
because They were
It's been amazing.
good questions. They were better questions than what I had on the
They
charity
were quite
podcast.
hard.
They were good.
I was up against a great person on the charity podcast. I was up against someone who doesn't, not that he doesn't like Game of Thrones or watch it, he wasn't paying that much attention. I won. And my
I was wondering if Paul actually had ever watched Game of Thrones with some of his answers. Was
I think he did.
How's
What?
Greyjoy's words? He was like, "We'll take what we want." It was close. It was close.
He was close.
I'm not being funny. If you don't really know, that's actually. Oh, hello. Have I
We've
just
lost your
disappeared?
camera. We've lost your camera and
this-
gained your picture. What have you done?
Oh, it's me. This webcam
Mm-hmm.
is the biggest pile of shit I've ever had the displeasure of purchasing.
Oh,
The slightest knock to the
the wire. Mine used to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
My old one before I got my new one. I totally understand that feeling when it comes. I didn't dare touch anything. Like I couldn't knock my table or anything. But now me working my webcam that I've got's great.
It might come back on at some point. It might not, but we're at the end of the podcast anyway.
We're at the end. So yes, you
yeah.
can catch this on YouTube. You can catch us on our live show every Sunday at 7:30. This week it is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and potentially the one podcast that I may not talk on because I'm not the biggest fan of Buffy. But my little sister is going to be there to be my voice. What else do we do? We've got Trekking with Nerdy Up North. We're going to have a new series coming very soon with monsters on Nerdy Up North and monsters. I can never remember which way around it goes. We've got so many things in the pipeline. We also, if that is not enough, we also play video games on Twitch, where you can join Jake and Goodwill. Goodwill's new series of Uncharted is starting very soon. I'm really excited, honestly. If you need a good laugh and a good giggle, go and watch Goodwill on Twitch. He is absolutely hilarious. You can find us on our Facebook community page, on our socials, Instagram and TikTok. That's it. Are we all good, guys?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the branches out. It should just find something within the nerdy. The amount of podcasts there are now, and there's going to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to fit it all in.
No. But we're covering all grounds, and we will be back with season 2 of Game of Thrones very soon. Thank you all very much for watching so far, and stay nerdy, everyone.
Stay nerdy, and Lee, thank you once again, my friend.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much
Brilliant.
for having us.
Thank you, Lee.
Absolutely
Bye,
brilliant.
everyone.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.